Friends, I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to talk about how to become a new version of yourself. How to go from a state where you have no confidence in yourself, where you are full of insecurities, where you do not dare to take action, to undertake things, to expose yourself, to show yourself as you are, to a state where you really trust yourself, where you feel comfortable with who you are and where you manage to take the actions that you have always wanted to take, even when it is difficult and uncomfortable. Something that changed everything for me was understanding a fundamental truth. This truth is that you don't have to wait to feel like the new version of yourself to embody the new version of yourself. What do I mean by that? I find that in personal development, there is really a lot of this idea, this belief, this opinion that is very shared on social networks, and that I do not share at all. Telling yourself that you have to listen to yourself. You have to listen to your feelings. You have to do a little bit what you want to do in life and stop putting obligations on yourself. Stop, basically, doing violence to yourself. You don't have to do violence to yourself, you really just have to listen to yourself. What is paradoxical is that for me, it is absolutely essential to listen to yourself, but not just anyhow. That is to say, today, we have reached a stage, and I found myself in this a lot, where I listened to myself too much. All I did was listen to myself. I listened to what I felt when I had an unpleasant emotion, when I was afraid, when I was anxious, when I was worried, when I lacked self-confidence, when I felt full of insecurities, or when I did not feel good about myself. Whatever. I listened to this emotion. I listened to what my body was sending me as signals. What was happening then? I did not take action. I wasn't doing anything really different than what I was doing before because I was listening to myself. Because I was so obsessed with what I was feeling that I didn't understand that ultimately my emotions were dictating what I was creating in my reality. Instead of deciding for myself what actions I was going to take that were going to create the new reality I wanted to create, I was letting temporary emotions dictate the decisions I was going to make in the moment. So what was happening? I feel lonely. I'm going to revisit a friendship with a person I have a toxic friendship with. I feel bad about myself. I'm going to talk to a guy I've been on dates with and it didn't go so well. He didn't treat me super well. But hey, it's attention. So I feel insecure. I'm going to talk to this person again when this person didn't respect me. I feel bad about myself. I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm going to stay home, eat chocolate, and watch a good movie on Netflix. As much as there are times when I find that it can be really rewarding to reward yourself, to do things for yourself that make you feel good, what happens very often is that it's not so much that we do things to make ourselves feel good, it's that we make decisions that will allow us to escape unpleasant emotions. That's what I did. But for years, I was the queen of escape. I ran away from my emotions, I went on social media, I scrolled. Even today, sometimes, at a certain level, I continue to scroll a little on social media. What changed everything for me was understanding that it's just an escape mechanism. It's not a viable strategy in the long term. If you really want to take it to the next level, because this is something I tell you very often, but life is a video game. It's a game. If you take life as a game, you're going to understand that, okay, today you may not yet be in a position where you feel really comfortable with who you are. You feel really confident in what you are, in what you're experiencing, in what you've created in your professional life, in your love life. You may not yet be very confident in your body. You may not feel good about your health, etc. The question is, okay, I'm not happy with the version of where I am today. And a big aside that I want to make on this is that there is absolutely nothing wrong with being unhappy with where you are today. I find that in personal development, there is really a tendency that is. But tiring is to say to yourself, you don't have the right to be bad. You don't have the right to be unhappy with where you are today. You have to accept yourself. You don't feel good about yourself? Accept yourself. You're not happy with your finances? Accept your situation. You're not happy with your relationships? Accept them. You're already lucky to have relationships. And so, we are really in a pattern where ultimately, people learn to wallow in mediocrity, in situations that make them unhappy. Why? Because there is an obligation, a pressure to say to yourself, I have to accept. I have to be grateful for what I have. If I am dissatisfied, it is because I lack gratitude. It is because I am ungrateful. It is because, frankly, it is not done. Because there are people who are not even lucky enough to have half of what I have. The truth is, you can't change your situation if you force yourself to be satisfied with something that doesn't satisfy you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being dissatisfied with where you are today and wanting to go to the next level. When you realize that and decide to go to the next level of your own game, because again, life is like a video game, what do? What happens at that point? What's going to happen is that you're going to have to understand that the character in the next level of your video game is not the same as the character in your current level. You can't expect to experience something different, to go to a higher level while remaining the same character. You're going to have to embody a new version of yourself. You're going to have to sit down and say to yourself, okay, what is the new reality that I want to live? What is the next level that I want to reach? Maybe it's a different financial level. Maybe you want to feel better about yourself. Maybe you want to have relationships with your loved ones that are healthier, more authentic, more vulnerable, whatever. Sit down with yourself and ask yourself, what is my next level? And how would the version of my next level act in that level? What would she say? What actions would she take? What decisions would she make? How would she behave with others? Radically decide today to embody this version. When I say this, there is an important point that I want to share with you. It is that it is not enough to want it. It is not enough just to have willpower. Because if motivation was enough to change, everyone would change. Everyone would go to the gym every day. Everyone would eat very well. Everyone would have impeccable sleep. Everyone would have healthy and fulfilling relationships. Everyone would have stable finances. Motivation is not enough. Motivation is the cherry on the cake. It is the nice bonus that makes it more pleasant to take action. But the problem is that most people rely on motivation and listen to themselves way too much. You feel tired, you feel unmotivated, you feel sad, you don't feel good about yourself, you feel worthless, you feel bad about yourself. That's when you're going to have to force yourself and act like the version of you that doesn't feel all that. This is the biggest lie I've ever heard, actually. And it stops you from changing your life, from transforming your reality and living something different. Because you wait to feel good. You wait for it to be pleasant to go to the gym, to start this business, to make your videos on social networks, to talk to this person about what you feel. All of this will never be pleasant. It will become more and more natural as you take action, as you repeat it. But it is such a lie. It is such a myth to believe that you have to wait until it is pleasant, fluid, natural to do it. And if it puts me in these states, it's because when I talk to you, I'm also talking to myself. I'm talking to a version of myself, and besides, I'm also talking to myself today, who has other levels to overcome where I wait for certain things to be pleasant to do them. But in fact, I'm wasting time. And if you're listening to me, know that you're wasting time today waiting to be motivated to change your life. Everything I'm telling you here applies to all areas of your life. When I ended toxic relationships, when I ended friendships that were more than 12, 13 years old, people I grew up with, who were in my life all the time, who I lived with almost so much that I was running away from what was happening at home, I was going to their house. I was really entangled with these people all the time. When I decided to end these friendships, it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't easy. It wasn't smooth. But it was necessary. And the irony of it is that people think that when something is good for you, it's enjoyable. But that's a lie. It's a scam to believe that. What's good for you is very often going to be very unpleasant. It's unpleasant to lift weights. It's unpleasant to end a relationship that you were so attached to. A relationship that you felt so secure in a familiarity that you needed. It's unpleasant to expose yourself on social media, to show your face in front of everyone and share your opinions. It's unpleasant to go out in the rain and go for a walk because you decided that every day you're going to do your 10,000 steps a day. if I had to generalize, it's that most of the time what's good for you is quite unpleasant. So don't wait any longer. Don't wait for it to be enjoyable. And if I tell you this, I really promise you that it took me so long to understand this. I got coaching, I got support, I worked on myself. I really studied the different moments in my life where I got the results I wanted and those where I stagnated or even regressed. And really, when I tell you that everything changed for me when I really made the radical decision to take action, even when I didn't feel motivated, it's because it's really the reality. And if you look around you, you will see that if you think about the people who inspire you, no matter what field. Maybe it's someone who inspires you in sports, someone who inspires you in public speaking, in their body. Maybe you think that someone has an amazing body and it's your dream to have their body. Or someone who is in a romantic relationship but who looks so healthy, and you think, wow, that's incredible. You will see that all these people have done very unpleasant, very uncomfortable things. These people took action by repeating actions every day, decisions that were uncomfortable for them, that took them out of their comfort zone. That's precisely what makes them have results, and a reality that you envy today. If there are people you envy, for whom you feel a certain jealousy, a certain frustration, instead of blaming yourself, instead of telling yourself that you are a bad person because you would like to experience something different, because sometimes you look at someone and you say to yourself, wow, I would love to be like this person. See it as an exceptional indicator, such a precious indicator of what you want to experience. Allow yourself to follow this indicator to say to yourself, okay, when I look at this person and their relationship, I want to experience the same. Now, ask yourself what makes them live this relationship. Maybe they have unpleasant, uncomfortable discussions on a daily basis that you don't see. What makes this person have a super muscular body? They have so much energy. They are on top form. You're thinking, how can I do that? Maybe every day she makes decisions and takes actions that are uncomfortable for her, but that allow her to create the reality she has today. So, this is really a super important reminder that I wanted to share with you. I really can't wait to know if it resonated with you, if it helped you. The goal of these podcasts is for you to have keys to really truly change your life. And when you listen to me, I'm not interested in you listening to me and just having it go in one ear and out the other. I want to shake you up right now. I want things to really change and for you to write to me and tell me, that's it. I get it. I'm taking action. I want you to take action. We are here to take action. We are here to move forward. We are here to create the life we deserve to live. Why? Because friends, we are not going to be forever. We don't know what tomorrow will bring. We don't know what we are going to experience in our lives. We don't know when this is all going to end. We came to Earth. We were brought to Earth. We don't know how. We don't know when this whole thing is going to end. So instead of taking our life lightly, instead of enduring it, instead of waking up every day and letting our autopilot take us wherever it wants, we take back the wheel. It's happening now. It's not in an hour. It's not in 2 hours. It's not in 10 years. It's now. Because time is passing. Your life is precious. You are important. You are precious yourself. We must remember one thing. No matter what you want to change today in your life, remember one thing. If you can just change your thoughts, change the way you feel about yourself, make the uncomfortable decision every day to change the way you address yourself, the way you talk to yourself, the way you visualize yourself, that alone will change the world. Just the fact of making the decision to go from the state where you hated yourself, where you rejected yourself, to a state where you love yourself, where you decide to build a relationship with yourself, a relationship of alliance, of friendship, of love with yourself. If just on a daily basis you do this and nothing else, you will change the world. Because your simple presence will illuminate people, your simple presence will bring light to other people who will in turn be able to bring light to another person, and so on, in a magnificent virtuous circle. So, we should never underestimate the impact and importance of the work we do on ourselves. We should never underestimate the importance of every action and every uncomfortable and unpleasant decision we make on a daily basis for ourselves. Because when you help yourself, when you take care of yourself, you take care of humanity. Well, today I was really in a state. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. In any case, I loved filming it, and I promise you that the 2-week breaks are over. Now, I took a 2-week break. I'm going to come back with a vengeance, and I'm going to bore you. So get ready. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. It will encourage me to cover more of this kind of topics. On that note, I say to you, be in good shape yourself and see you very soon.